Have you ever found yourself wondering what lies ahead in your life? Maybe you've asked yourself, what's my purpose? Where am I going? Or even, how do I predict what comes next? We often think of the future as something unknown, something that's out of our control. But what if I told you that predicting your future isn't as difficult as it seems? In fact, it's easier than you might think, and the answers are already within you. Imagine if you could tap into something greater, your intuition, your thoughts, your very own energy. What if the key to unlocking your future lies in understanding the patterns around you, the signals that are all around you, waiting to be noticed? In this video, I'll show you how predicting the future isn't about magic or special powers, but about understanding the deep connection between your mind, your choices, and the world around you. It's not about seeing the future clearly. It's about feeling the path ahead and understanding how to align your actions with it. So let's explore this together and discover how easy it is to predict your future once you learn to trust the power within. Most people see the future as something beyond their control. Destiny seems like this mysterious force full of unpredictable surprises, something that happens to you rather than because of you. We tend to think that life follows a fixed path, and what's to come is simply a matter of luck or chance. The future feels like a distant, blurry vision, something far out of reach. But what if I told you that the real secret to predicting the future lies in something you already have? Something so powerful that it can change the way you live, act, and even how events around you unfold. Your mind. Yes, you heard that right. The key isn't knowing exactly what will happen to you, but understanding how what you think, feel, and believe right now influences everything that is about to come. The truth is, your thoughts and emotions are not isolated. They are connected to the world around you, like waves sent out into the universe. Every choice you make sends out a ripple that shapes the direction of your life. Your mind is like a compass, guiding you toward the experiences and opportunities that match your inner world. Imagine a scenario where the future isn't a straight line, but rather a series of possibilities ready to unfold depending on the choices you make in the present. Every thought, every feeling, every action is creating the path ahead. The future is not a place waiting for you to arrive. It is something you are constantly shaping in every moment. The key to predicting it lies in understanding the energy you put out into the world and how it aligns with the experiences that are drawn back to you. Now think about it. Have you ever felt like you knew something was going to happen before it did, or had a gut feeling about a situation, only to have it play out exactly as you imagined? This is not just coincidence. This is the power of your mind and its ability to connect with the flow of life. The future isn't as unpredictable as we often think. It's a reflection of the energy we're putting out right now. Now let's break down what it really means to predict the future. When we think about predicting the future, many of us imagine psychics or crystal balls. We envision a special power that only a few people possess. But the truth is, predicting the future isn't about some magical ability or supernatural foresight. It's about recognizing the patterns and energies that already exist around you. Think about it for a second. Have you ever had that gut feeling right before something happened? Maybe you knew a friend was going to call you before they did, or you could sense a change in the air before something major occurred. That's not coincidence. That's your mind picking up on subtle cues, patterns, and signals, things that are often invisible to the casual observer, but are always present. This is the foundation of how we can predict the future. It's about understanding the connections between your thoughts, feelings, and the world around you. Predicting the future doesn't mean you can see every detail, but it does mean you can tune into the vibrations and energies that are already setting things into motion. Our lives are filled with subtle signs, thoughts, intuitions, feelings that point us in the direction of what's to come. These aren't random. They're part of a larger, interconnected system. The more we recognize these patterns, the more accurately we can predict where we're heading. Let's take it a step further. Every choice you make sends out a ripple in the universe. It creates a series of effects that echo out, influencing everything around you. And if you begin to notice the patterns in your decisions, how you feel in different situations, or the signs you're being given, you can begin to forecast how things might unfold. This is not about knowing exactly what will happen, but rather about becoming more sensitive to the threads that connect everything. Your intuition, your gut feelings, and even your dreams are all ways your mind is trying to warn you or guide you toward what is coming. Now that we've uncovered how predicting the future is really about recognizing patterns and energies, let's dive deeper into a crucial idea: the connection between your thoughts and reality. This might sound like a big concept, but stick with me, because this is where things get really interesting. Everything in the universe is interconnected. At the core of this interconnectedness is energy. Quantum physics has shown us that everything, our thoughts, our feelings, even objects we can't see, are made up of energy. Our minds are constantly emitting frequencies. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, carries its own unique vibration, and this vibration affects the world around you. Think of your thoughts as signals that ripple out into the world. Just like a pebble creates ripples when thrown into water, your thoughts send out energy that shapes your reality. Our brains are essentially antennas, picking up vibrations from the universe and sending out frequencies that attract similar energies back into our lives. Have you ever had a day where everything seemed to go wrong and you couldn't shake the feeling that something just wasn't right? On the flip side, have you ever had a day where everything felt effortless, like the universe was in harmony with you? That's the energy at play. When you're in a positive state of mind, your thoughts and energy align with positive experiences. But when you're focused on fear, doubt, or negativity, those energies attract similar situations into your life. It's all a cycle of energy feeding back into itself. And here's where the power of your mind becomes the key to predicting the future. When you understand that your thoughts are creating your reality, you can begin to use this knowledge to steer your life in the direction you want it to go. By consciously shifting your mindset and energy, you are literally changing the signals you're sending out into the world. And with those changes, you begin to influence the future that's coming toward you. Every time you shift your mindset, every time you decide to think with clarity and positivity, you are adjusting the energy you send out. In essence, you're predicting the future, not by reading the stars or seeing into the future, but by creating the future with the energy of your thoughts. The more you align yourself with positive, clear intentions, the more you align yourself with the future you desire. Now that we've understood how thoughts create energy and influence reality, it's time to talk about how you can actually use this understanding to predict and even shape your future. This is where the power of awareness comes in. To begin, we need to start noticing the patterns in our lives. Our daily choices, habits, and emotions are not random. They are influenced by our past experiences, beliefs, and desires. These patterns are like clues that tell us where we are headed and what is likely to happen next. If you can start paying attention to these patterns, you'll begin to see how your choices today are creating your tomorrow. Let's take a simple example. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a good mood, things just seem to go right? You meet the right people, you get opportunities, and you feel aligned with the universe. On the other hand, when you're feeling low or stressed, it seems like everything is more difficult, like you're stuck in a loop. This isn't just chance, it's your energy creating the conditions around you. Your emotional state is a powerful force in shaping the future. To predict what's coming next, it's important to become a keen observer of these small, almost imperceptible signals. Look at your own life. What is happening right now that's telling you about your next step? Are you getting signs or intuitive nudges that point you in a particular direction? These are the clues that can help you predict where you're headed. Your life is like a roadmap, and every decision you make is a waypoint on your journey. One powerful way to start predicting your future is to look at the patterns that have occurred in your past. Have you ever noticed recurring cycles or events in your life? Perhaps there are certain types of relationships or situations that always seem to unfold the same way. The key is to recognize these patterns early on and take note of the lessons they offer. Once you identify these cycles, you'll be able to see where you're headed, making it easier to navigate the road ahead. Another technique to tap into your mind's predictive power is to practice mindfulness. When you become more present in the moment, you can more easily pick up on the subtle energies around you. Instead of being lost in thoughts about the past or future, you're tuned into what's happening right now. This allows you to see the signals that others might miss. By practicing mindfulness and observing the patterns in your life, you begin to align yourself with your own personal guidance system. It's not about controlling every outcome, but about becoming more aware of the signals you're already receiving and how they can guide you toward the future you want to create. And remember, this is not about predicting the future with 100% certainty. It's about becoming more aware of the forces that are shaping it. You are not just a passive observer. You are an active participant in the creation of your future. When you start to recognize the signals and make empowered choices, you'll begin to see how much control you actually have. Now that you've experienced a glimpse of your future self, let's talk about how the future is not some distant place. It's something that is constantly being created in the present moment. Every thought, decision, and emotion is a building block for what comes next. The reality you experience tomorrow is shaped by what you do today. Often we think of the future as something far off, as though it's completely separate from the present. But in truth, the future is already here, inside of you, inside every choice you make. Your future is a reflection of the energy you put out today. The key is realizing that every small action, every thought, and every feeling has the potential to shape the direction you're headed. Have you ever heard the saying, "The present is a gift"? Well, this couldn't be more true when it comes to shaping your future. The choices you make right now are like the seeds of tomorrow's experiences. Each moment is a chance to plant something new, to create a future that aligns with your desires. The more aware you become of the power you hold in the present, the more you can influence the outcomes in your life. Think about it for a moment. When you're aware of the energy you're carrying in the present, you start to notice how things around you shift. Maybe you start attracting the right people, finding new opportunities, or experiencing synchronicities that make it seem like everything is falling into place. That's because you're vibrating at a frequency that matches the future you want. On the other hand, when you're stuck in worry, fear, or doubt, you start to notice that the world around you feels heavy or that things aren't flowing as smoothly. This isn't by accident. It's a direct reflection of the energy you're putting out. The future responds to the energy you choose to embody in the now. This understanding doesn't mean you have to control every outcome or obsess over every decision. It simply means that by being aware of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you can better navigate the direction your life is headed. The future isn't something to fear or try to predict with certainty. It's a series of choices and actions that unfold right in front of you, in the now. So when you think about the future, remember that it's not some far-off mystery. It's being created in every moment. The more conscious you are of the energy you're putting into the world today, the clearer and more aligned your future will become. Here's the most important thing to remember. Predicting the future isn't about fortune-telling or some magical ability. It's about understanding that the future is a reflection of the present. The thoughts, emotions, and energy you carry today are the seeds for what will grow tomorrow. You already have the ability to shape your future. The key is awareness. Awareness of the patterns that surround you. Awareness of the energy you put into the world, and awareness of the power your mind has to create the life you want. Every choice you make, every thought you think, is adding a brushstroke to the masterpiece that is your life. And while it's true that not everything is within your control, you are the one who holds the power to influence what you can. The future isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you actively participate in creating right here and right now. So, the next time you think about the future, remember this. It's not a mystery. It's not out of your reach. It's in your hands, shaped by every moment, every choice, and every thought. Your future starts today.